library has grown into a warm and welcoming destination for all ages and interests. Retirement is often a time to reflect on our past and consider our accomplishments. We may ask ourselves, what is my legacy? Have I made a difference? Elaine and Debbie, look around you. The people that are here tonight are here because you touched them in some way, somewhere during the years, and they want to thank you. So tonight we're here to celebrate you. So let the celebration begin. So tonight our first speaker is Patty Ryan, and she is from the library's Board of Trustees.
On behalf of the, can you hear me back there?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I see that. I'm dangerous with microphone. On behalf of the library board, which consists of not just myself, Linda McDonald's in the back, Marie Kerwin's here somewhere, or was, and Jennifer Stokes, Joseph Savoca, and myself. We want to congratulate Elaine on her retirement and express gratitude for her long leadership. She has been unwaveringly dedicated to the library and to enhancing its place in our community. She has been very forward-looking in promoting the good of the library by engaging with the board to continually update policies and procedures, develop a sound long-range plan, and successfully used Dr. Badenhausen's funding to form a library branch in Brazier Falls for the duration of that funding. Her earliest years here were as a children's librarian. In these last few years, she's focused on wellness for seniors with GeriFit and Walk with Ease. From the youngest to the most senior, she has brought people to the library and helped all age groups to view the library as a place of varied learnings and a social hub. During her time here, she has exhibited consistency, provided innovation, and encouraged excellence. On the whole, a long, successful career, which has touched us all very positively. Elaine Dunn, you will be missed.
Thank you.
And there's a second retiree whose name is not allowed for me to be mentioning, but she cannot go unnoticed. She has for 27 years shown dedication and service to our library and to its patrons. We are very grateful. And because I'm not mentioning her name, I will mention that she's the wife of Jack Deering.
Thank you, Patty. Okay, now we would like to have Sue Beller, the Massena Town Supervisor, please say a few words for us.
Thank you again very much, and we all appreciate very much what Debbie and Elaine have done for the library, for the community over the years. All of us have our own little stories, our own little messages. At this time, if perhaps Debbie could come forward, just receive a certificate on behalf of the town board. With over 27 years again of dedication and commitment as library assistant, adult services, and assistant director, we would all like to thank you, Debbie. And of course, we want to thank Elaine. Again, we all have our many, many stories of other organizations in the church and everything else that Elaine were involved in. So again, very, very hard-working person. It's just in her genes, okay? So with sincere dedication, hard work, commitment to the town over 23 years, we would like to thank Elaine Dunn-Thayer.
Thank you, Susan. So many of you received the announcement, and we did ask if anyone couldn't be here in person, they would be, send us an email, send us a card, we'll take care of it for you. And there was one person that actually responded, and that was Paul Schaefer. So I'm going to read a email that he has written, and I'm not going to do a lot of eye contact because I decided I'd rather have you get the message than me keep looking at you. So here we go. If I were not 3,000 miles away in San Diego, California, I would certainly be here today. I am very honored to have had the opportunity to say a few words about Elaine and Debbie. I first met Debbie when she was hired as a library clerk in 1995. From the very beginning, it became clear that she would be the kind of person that the entire staff would respect and trust and could depend on to successfully complete an assignment. Her very positive disposition and calm nature brought a sense of stability to the staff. Over time, Debbie undertook greater responsibility, mastered new skills, and became part of the supervisory staff. For many years, I depended on Debbie to help me through the many difficult challenges I sometimes faced as library director. I first met Elaine in 1998 when she interviewed for the Children and Youth Services librarian position. During the 1990s, there was a severe shortage of librarians who specialized in youth services librarianship. Recruitment was a challenge. So after our library board and I met and interviewed Elaine, we could not believe our good luck in finding such a talented individual, and we wasted no time in offering her the position. Elaine breathed new life into our youth services program and soon attracted a devoted following in the community. After a couple of years of working at the library, she left us to take a position in the public schools. Even though we were happy for her, we were also disappointed in losing her. However, several years later, she returned to the Massena Public Library, and it is no secret that the staff, board, and public were thrilled to have her back. As director, Elaine continued to work hard to ensure that this community would be served by the vibrant, forward-looking library. During my long tenure as library director in Massena, I worked with dozens of staff members, and I can sincerely say that Debbie and Elaine were at the top of my list of my favorite employees. I wish them good luck. So, now it's your turn. Anybody want to say a few words for Elaine or Debbie at this time? I know you're just dying to say something. Yes, Nancy.
Nancy Frigo. I work with both the girls several years throughout the town. And I just want to say, you're trading the tension for a pension. Good luck to you.
I'm so sad. Anyone else? Any of our friends from the library system?
Sure, I'll say something. I may have just scrambled to type something quickly on my phone, so I'll project. But so my name is Matt Corey, and I'm from the North Country Library System. I've been the St. Lawrence County consultant for almost a decade now. And in my time, I've only known Elaine to be an incredible asset to not just this library, but the St. Lawrence County libraries and the larger community of libraries across the North Country Library System. She's always been one of our most active directors who participated in bigger initiatives and understood the much larger picture about libraries, the future, advocacy, and all of that. I am here with my 3 coworkers today who all feel exactly the same way, and everyone back at NCLS also feels the same way as well, and we are going to greatly miss her. One of the things I wanted to also mention too is that obviously Elaine's role with Massena and also helping the Badenhausen branch which will hopefully, become official and everything very soon here. That is part of a much bigger legacy that will continue to go on. And while I'm so sad that, like, genuinely, like you're just one of the best ones, Not to, don't tell the other library directors. But with that being said, I am so happy that you'll be staying on and helping with the Friends group and everything, and truly talented in that way about your work with libraries and advocacy and everything. So congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, on behalf of everybody.
Thank you, Matt. Anyone else?
Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm Mr. Debbie. Nice to meet you all. I just wanted to let you know how adaptive Debbie is. When she first took the job, she came home and she was miserable because she couldn't use the scanner. And, it frustrated the hell out of her. But she got it, and then she got everything else. And the more she did, the more valuable she became. And she's really a real credit to the library.
Yes.
I just want to give kudos to Elaine. I'm the president of the Artists Association here, and every time we have our art show, Elaine is so accommodating to say, okay, we'll make the dates, we'll do this, and she's just a wonderful person to work for. So, thanks, Elaine.
Anyone else? Oh, great.
I'm Donna Kuhn. I'm the vice president of the trustees of the Badenhausen Reading Room. And when the town of Massena decided to cut us loose, after the legacy that created the Badenhausen Library ran out, Elaine was instrumental in keeping us going and keeping us organized so that we could continue to provide library services as a reading room. And we wouldn't have been able to do it without her. And Debbie Jack, who used to work for the Badenhausen branch, was a real asset as well. We got a lot of information from her. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, my 7 seconds are up. Nobody else? Okay, our final speaker tonight is Donna Borden, co-president of the Friends of the Library. Donna?
Hello, everybody. I am so pleased to be here this evening and to have the opportunity to publicly acknowledge and thank Elaine and Debbie for all that they have done with this community and this library. They have made our library so vibrant and welcoming to everybody. Under their leadership, they have made this library so much more than a place to find and read a good book or pick up a newspaper. They have truly made it into a community hub where people can sew, they can make baskets, get fit, view movies, or listen to beautiful music. As with most of us who have worked someplace for a very long time, I think that we all kind of, when we're ready to leave and we think about what we've done over the years, whether it be 10 or 20 or combined 60, we kind of hope that we left a mark, that we've done something that made the place where we worked a little bit better, that we've left it better than we found it. And I'm going to get personal here for just a minute. And being a resident of a small town and having lived here almost my whole life, I didn't know Debbie personally, but I knew Debbie from the neighborhood in which I grew up in. My mom and dad lived just and Nathan and Jordan with Amanda and the neighborhood. And I would see Jen over at my sister's house, and I'd see Megan come over and visit and talk. And I always heard my sister say, Debbie, 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 and Amanda talk about Debbie. So I kind of knew who Debbie was, but then I was lucky enough to actually get to know who Debbie was and to meet her. And Debbie is the first person with a smile. She would always talk to me and ask about Amanda and ask where she was, and she was always interested to find out how the family was doing. Debbie, thank you for caring about the family. And Elaine, I really did know. I got to know Elaine because I was fortunate enough to teach her two beautiful daughters, Alexandra and Natalie. I knew them as fifth graders, and that's when I first met Elaine. And that began a friendship that continues to this day. Elaine's daughters are now grown, and she has a beautiful little grandson who I was lucky enough to meet, and his name is Killian. And I know that you are looking so forward to spending more time with him. And Debbie, I know that you are looking forward to traveling and to doing the things that you want to do. So on behalf of the Friends of the Library, all of your community supporters, and all of your book lovers, we have a token of our appreciation to present to you today as you continue with your retirement years. And rest assured, you made your little corner of the world a whole lot better. So we knew that Elaine has a new camper. Am I correct?
It's a new old camper.
An old camper. And
His
she's,
name is Hank.
okay, okay, so we've got Gillian and Hank.
Killian.
Killian.
Killian is my grandson. Hank is my
Killian.
camper.
I'm sorry. Gillian and Hank. So,
Yes, yeah.
a little token of our appreciation, and a gift to help you enjoy that new
Thank you
camper.
so much.
And Deb,
Thank you.
for your travels that you're ready to go on, a little gift for you. I hope this helps out of the way.
Thanks.
Thank you. You're welcome.
It's the only pocket I could find in my clothes. Just a moment. First of all, I want to thank the Friends of the Library who organized this lovely event. Debbie and I are both so touched, and it's wonderful. And I keep bragging about our Friends of the Library to anyone who listened to me, and anyone who won't listen to me, I keep bragging. You know, this group only came together, the beginning of the new year, really. And I think they're amazing. And Debbie and I are part of it, devoted to it, and we are going to move mountains here in Massena. There's much work to be done for the Friends of the Library. And, yeah, we have a lot of work ahead of us. So thank you very much. Thank you to my library board. I've worked with many library boards over the years, and this particular library board, and I still have one original member from a very tumultuous time, when the entire board quit, and so did the director, and we were without anyone. And people volunteered to come on board, and now I have other members, and I still have one original member, Linda McDonald, if you're still here. Thanks for hanging on. And I have Jack is here, who was one of my original members as well. But my board have been wonderful, and I thank you very much for trusting in me. So I have 23 years at the library, between the children's library and the director. My jobs here have been very challenging at times, but also very, very gratifying. And I have been so fortunate to have a career that I don't mind waking up Monday mornings and coming to work. And that's the big test, I think, how you feel. And I have loved it. Maybe not so much the last little while because my camper is calling, but but I have, you know, I'm just so happy that I've been able to serve as your director. This library has seen a lot of change. There's been great changes in our lovely building, of course technology, and amongst the reading habits of our patrons. We've gone from having, how many copies of an author who I want to forget? Danielle Steele.
5 copies of her.
We used to have like 5 copies of her on the shelf, and you know, people's reading habits have changed. We have e-readers, we have audiobooks, which I push all the time. And we have so many different ways to enjoy the literature in our world, and I think the technology doesn't take away from books, it adds to it. We have so many wonderful, wonderful choices, and just to see everyone reading how they like and what they like and in what format they like is amazing. And as a librarian, I just couldn't be happier to be part of that. And our programs have changed. There's been many different programs. When I started here, there was minimal children's programs, sit down and listen and be quiet type programs, and we have gone so far beyond that. You know, who would have thought? I think of the original director in this library. I don't remember who it was. Before us, anyway. If anyone's before us, certainly before Paul. And you know, to think that we were doing yoga and Jerry Fit in the library and doing so many off-site programming, and that's just a part of being a library is being outside this building. And I just love doing that. I love meeting the community where they're at and bringing them library services. One thing that has never ever changed, and in fact has only grown, is the love for our library from our community. The community at large, they haven't changed, they've grown, and they've grown to expect things from our library, and their standards are high, and we have been trying year after year to meet those standards in difficult circumstances sometimes, but we've never stopped trying because it brings us such joy to think we've met the needs of our community. I want to thank you, a big thank you to my wonderful staff. I've worked with so many people over the years. And I've noticed, you know, they always strive to do their very, very best to help our patrons. I've seen them go time and time again. They go that extra mile at the counter, killing with kindness at times, helping the 100th person who says the computer broke down when in fact, I don't know, Alicia, how many different things. There's no paper in the printer, there's no, you know. And they do it with such patience and such grace, and I am just so proud of the staff of Massena Public Library. And I will miss them very much, but I will be here too. We'll be here. And again, I wanted to thank the various library boards and town boards that I've worked under for at least listening to my ideas and having some faith in me, and giving me the go-ahead more often than not with my ideas for renovating this building, for building our collections, for trying so many different kinds of programs. Some of them work, some of them don't, but they let me try, and I thank you so much for that. And I want to thank you especially to the patrons of Massena Library, people who are here right now especially. It has been a great, great honor to serve you, and I know Debbie feels the same way. And I look forward, and Debbie looks forward to seeing you in here as we join the ranks of the library patrons. And I will never change, I always want to hear about that book you're reading, and I'm always looking for book recommendations. And Angela, audiobooks, please.
You got it.
So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so very, very much for choosing me as your librarian many, many, many years ago. And thank you for trusting in me to be your director. Thank you.
I think you can, we'll all agree there's gonna be a huge void after tonight, right? When those two walk out of this library officially, it's gonna be pretty big shoes to have to fill. So I feel very grateful that I've had the opportunity to meet them and work with them for just like the last few months. So it's been It's been a good experience, and really, any book recommendation, she's exactly right. That's what she wants to know about. So that concludes it for this evening. We do have a cake in the back, and actually I want to thank all of the Friends of the Library Hostess Committee, because I think they did an outstanding job setting up our refreshments this evening, the punch, everything just looked beautiful. And if you want to join the Friends, we are looking for members. We like members, so please, we can fill you in on what that takes, and very easy to join. But I want to thank you tonight for coming and helping all of us honor a legacy that is close to 60 years in the making. And it will really be something that all of us will remember throughout, I'm sure. So thank you all for coming. Have a good evening.